What you cooking today, Miss Martha? Well, I'm making deconstructed cheeseburgers. Now, I've got lean beef, ground sausage, and ground turkey. It's going to be the base of the meatballs. I wanted to show you something here. Lots of people don't cook all the time and they don't have a huge pantry where they can have 11 different kinds of spices. This is a nice little seasoning if you don't cook that much and you just want to have all your little flavors in one. The only thing of, it's mainly salt. So I'm going to use my own spices. I'm going to use this where I would put in a half teaspoon of salt. I'll use this as my salt. But then for my flavoring for the meat, I've got garlic powder, onion powder, white pepper, ground mustard, ground ginger, celery seed, oregano, sage, and paprika. And that'll be the spice for my meatballs. There's also going to be an egg. You could use any milk. I happen to have some hemp milk here. I'm going to use that. I'm also going to use the hemp seeds. Aren't they beautiful? And they're full of amino acids and breadcrumbs to give it a little binding nature to the meatballs. I will mix all that as usual. The ingredients in the recipe will be listed in the description of Miss Martha Loves to Cook digital cookbook page on YouTube. So I will mix those all together. I'll roll them out with my little handy dandy scooper here. And I'll put them on a parchment lined baking sheet and I will bake them at 375 for 15 minutes. I don't have to cook them all the way through because I'm going to bake them later with the sauce. So while I am making the meatballs on the stove, I will have my, and this is lovely. I've never used this type of noodle or pasta before, but it is beautiful. I'm going to say it wrong because I'm Southern, I'm not Italian. Cavatappi? I know I said that wrong, but I just want you to see the name of it. So that's going to be, instead of having a bun for my cheeseburger, I've got pasta. When you do cheeseburger without cheese, here's the sauce. I'm using a tomato Alfredo, 1 package of egg drop soup, 3 tablespoons of buttermilk powder, 1 carton of beef broth. I have 3 packs of reduced fat shredded sharp cheddar, 1 can green chilies, 2 little packs of Pico de Gallo from the market. And this is optional. I'm not putting that in mine because if I'm running around and I get a cheeseburger at McDonald's as a little snack, I'm just putting ketchup on mine. Don't shout at me. I know you want to put mustard. That's why there's mustard in the meatballs for the flavoring. But I don't put pickles on my cheeseburger. My husband likes pickles. So this is a side garnish. You can put that on top when you put in your little dish, your little casserole in your bowl to have it. But I don't want relish in my deconstructed cheeseburger. I have it though. It's optional. You may want it in yours. If you were, you would add in about ½ cup. All right. So if you'll give me a minute here, I'm going to put the water on the boil for the pasta, and I'm going to start making my meatballs, and then we'll meet over at the stove while I'm making the sauce for it, and the meatballs are baking. Thank you for watching. You go get you a cup of coffee, and then for the magic of television or videography, it'll be like that, and I'll be back moving along with the recipe. So I have all of my spices in with the meat. And this is everything. This is the breadcrumbs, the hemp chia flax seeds, the egg, and the hemp milk. So mix that together. I gotta go get the phone. Hold on. Telemarketers. Okay, well, there's really no substitute for getting in here with your hand and mixing it all together. However, it takes forever to sit there and portion out each little meatball. So I find that the scoop is much better. This is going to take a little while, so if I have a clean finger, I'll pause the camera. We'll pick back up in a little bit. Alright, I'm still waiting on the water to boil for my, Cavatappi. Should have looked up how to pronounce that first, shouldn't I? See how easy it is to do the meatballs when you're using the scoop. had 60 meatballs out of that. Put those in the oven to bake. My pasta's on boiling. I'll meet you over the stove and I'll show you how I make the cheese sauce for the deconstructed cheeseburgers. Miss Martha didn't think this through. I'm be talking to you through steam here. So anyway, my pasta's been boiling for about 6 minutes. It's got to go a little bit longer. Isn't that beautiful pasta? Can you see it? Can you see it? Beautiful. Okay, now let's turn on this pot here for our sauce. We're going to put our unsalted beef broth. Our 2 little containers of Pico de Gallo, which is basically onions, peppers, tomato, little cilantro. But I did a lot of yard work yesterday. My thumb, if you watch any of my videos, you know Miss Martha's got arthritis in her thumbs. I didn't feel like chopping all that stuff up. And a can of green chilies. Move this out of the way. A jar of sun-dried tomato Alfredo. Turn that fan down. It's so obnoxious. You might be hearing some banging in a little bit. Let's clean that off. A little construction going on around the house, some renovation. We're getting hardy board up instead of cedar sided. It's so pretty. I'll do an outside video once we get it painted. Let's get a bigger spoon. Okay. Incorporate this all together. Remember, we're making deconstructed cheeseburgers today. It's beautiful already. Our meatballs, let's kick in on those. Yeah, they're just starting to brown a little bit. Now this is our hemp milk and our buttermilk powder. We're going to go ahead and put the egg drop soup mix in with that. Let that dissolve. It was down to like 63 degrees. This one was like a beautiful fall day and I'm like, uh-oh. That, to me, as an older person, a wiser person, means if it's that cold already, we're in for snow this winter. That in there. Move that out of the way. I don't mind the snow. It's just, I got 4 chihuahuas. They're not a fan of it. I'm gonna bring it over here, but I'm not putting it in mine because I don't want pickles on my cheeseburger, so I don't want pickles in my deconstructed cheeseburger. I'm just showing you it's here. This will go in the last minute. Once all this melts together, I'll add in the fresh shredded cheddar. So we can save a little time here. I've got about 10 minutes left on the meatballs, 10 minutes on the pasta for that to be drained, and 10 minutes for the sauce to incorporate together. So you can see how easy this was. I finished rolling out all the meatballs before the water came to a boil to put the pasta in to cook. So bing, bang, boom, you're running right through and you can get this dinner ready. Because once I have it all assembled, we're going to go into our casserole or lasagna pans. We'll put those back into the oven to bake for 20 minutes. I'm earlier in the day, so I'm going to finish before my husband gets home, so I'll just turn the oven off and let it stay warm in there. And that's his dinner. He'll have a little side salad. So we'll we'll pause the video and we'll pick back up when I'm assembling it into the baking dish. Thanks for watching so far. I hope you'll like and subscribe. And what I want even more is I hope you'll recreate the dish yourself. You may want to use more spice or less spice. I'll type out all the ingredient proportions that I use, but we try to use less salt around here. And less fats when we can. This is reduced fat cheese. I've tried, you know, I make vegan queso before. You use cashews, you soak them overnight in a jar like you're making cashew milk. It's a big process, but vegan cheese, it's okay with the queso because it's got all that little spice in it, but just buying like vegan cheese like this at the market, I'm not a fan. It doesn't have the meltability. Their shreds that they have, I've tried to use it when I'm making my little sausage balls and stuff like that. It comes back out looking like shoestring, and I'm like, oh. I'm sure technology will get it better. Keep working on it. Okay, we can go ahead and turn that off. We'll pick back up in a few minutes. I just wanted to show you. Easy. I'm in love with this pasta. It looks like the little letter M for, you know, Miss Martha. Cavatappi, Cavatoric. I'll write it in the recipe. Let's get the meatballs out. Fogged up my glasses. Smells delicious. Aren't they beautiful? Set them right here. Because I'm not ready to put those in the casserole dish yet. Close your oven up. Don't turn it off because you're going to put your casserole dish back in to bake. I'm waiting for my cheese sauce to come to a boil. It's almost there. Okay, we're going to add in 2 of the 3 packs of the reduced fat sharp cheddar. We're saving 1 that we're going to use to sprinkle on top. Put those 2 in. Incorporate that till it's melted. Then I'll meet you over to assemble with the casserole dishes. Okay, for my deconstructed cheeseburgers, I have my pasta in the bottom of the baking dish. I'm going to go bring over the cheese sauce and divide that equally among, and then I'll put the meatballs on top. We'll pick back up in a second. Pasta, cheese, that counts as the bun and the cheese of the cheeseburger. Deconstructed cheeseburger. I'll go get the meatballs, which would count as the meat patty. Okay, we're going to divide these equally among the 2 dishes. Lastly, we'll go our reduced fat, shredded sharp cheddar on top. This could be family dinner. This could be party meal. Potluck dinner at the church. All ages love it. Low sodium. People can't eat it, or those that are lactose intolerant, I guess. What's nice about it, you can make one, freeze one. Keep one, eat one, freeze one. If you like pickles on your cheeseburger, this is where you could sprinkle a few of the dill relish, sweet cube. Pickles on yours. I do not. We'll put this in to bake for 10 to 20 minutes. Really, it's really only needs to just melt the cheese and it's ready to serve. But pick back up in a minute. Okay, here you have it. Deconstructed cheeseburgers. Yum yum. Come get some. Thanks for watching and subscribing. God bless.